Hello, this is Stuart from the Strategos Level 3 blog and comstar.home.blog. I'm coming to you today to show you how to use MegaMek to play a game against the AI Princess, and we're going to have a go at running through some of the controls and how that works out. I've put together the army that you would use, well, two lists that you would use for normal demo games. Straight from the Battletech, game of Armored Combat box set. We've got our Battlemaster 1G, Catapult C1, Shadowhawk 2H, and Locust 1E. That's forming our House LIAO contingent, who are defending their world against the Imperialists, the Davions. We've got an awesome 8Q Thunderbolt SE, the jumping one, the Wolverine 6R, and the Commando 2D. And if you look on the tonnage, they're equal tonnage and their BV is very close as well. It shows you can, in 3025, you can organize things by tonnage and still end up with quite similar BVs. So we're going to go ahead and set up our game. And first thing we need to do is select a map to play on. Now you can change the map size here to any map size you want. 1 or 1 to 2. So this is the number of hexes tall, this is the number of hexes along, a number of maps, sorry, along, or you can change it to a specific number of hexes if you don't want to be limited by 16 by 17 map sheets. You've got all of these maps to choose from here. I'm going to just choose to do Rolling Hills 2, and double click on that, and that loads it into here. Now you can do lots of other things in this window. You can change the conditions on the planet, temperature, gravity, but we've got a nice balmy day here and I think we're going to keep it that way. But you can create a real hell on earth storm in the middle of the night, in low gravity, all sorts of different things. You can view the game board just to see what it will look like, which is useful if you're going to put more than one together. The generate map settings I wouldn't use, it's a bit crazy. It basically then creates a map with all sorts of terrain all mixed up. These maps are pretty good. They're more of the older maps. They don't have the newer Battletech Game of Armored Combat maps or the Grasslands maps, which would be good if they get those. So we're going to go back to select units and we need to select which deployment edge we're going to come in on. So we do change start, and I'm going to come in on the south, and Princess, she is going to come in on the north. Don't know why they named it Princess. So we've got our two deployment zones. I've already assigned these to Princess here, so we're ready to go. So if I click I'm done, that will launch me into the game. So the first thing to do is roll initiative for deployment. We don't use a walk-on deployment in this, it's just a place deployment. You get anywhere within 4 hexes of the map edge. I've one initiative there, so Princess has to deploy first. And here we've got the map. So it's got isometric mode turned on, which means these levels come out. That works okay until you put buildings on them, in which case it starts going a bit strange. So you might want to turn that function off in the options before you launch into the game. We'll look at the options later on in a different tutorial. You can see the mini map here, which you can change the size by the plus and minus here. And you've got my deployment zone highlighted in yellow there, and the awesome's already deployed over here. So let's go ahead and deploy our Battlemaster first. So you can click on either of these. You get the window of all of the key information about the mech. I can actually resize that window, make it a little bit bigger. So it can show me all the information about those mechs. And I'm going to take our Battlemaster and I'm going to put it right about here. So you can use turn to change the direction you want it to face in. Just click on turn and then turn again. And once you're happy where it is, you can click deploy. Or you can just keep changing it to wherever you want until you're happy. So the princess has put down our next one here, the Thunderbolt. So let's deploy our catapult. I'm going to deploy a catapult here in the tree line, and I'm going to start it facing this way. There goes the Wolverine. And I'm going to put our Shadowhawk down here, ready to jump up into these woods. And the commando's deployed there. I'm going to deploy our Locust a bit sneaky to run down this flank here. So that's the deployment phase over. We're into turn 1. We've rolled initiative, and as always I've lost. I'm an expert at losing initiative, especially when I'm playing Jade Falcon. It tells us the turn order. We've got equal number of units, we just alternate. Wind direction, weather, etc., which can all change if you've got the options on. And how much BV is remaining. It actually works out BV for every bit of damage you take, so it keeps a running track of what's happening there. By default, Princess has the setting for forced withdrawal selected, so if you beat her up too much, she will walk the mechs off the board or even eject. So we're in the movement phase, and since I lost initiative, I've got to move first. Now to move, all you need to do is click on the squares. So you can either click in the square you want to go to, say I want to go to there, or you can press escape to remove that, or you can click in a waypoint path. So I say I'm going to go up, then to there, then to there, and if it's blue it means they're walking, if it's yellow it means that's running, if it's grey it means they can't move there. So I'm going to just go straight ahead, one down here to there, and really just charge on in. Okay, so I'm going forward, so that's a run. I can even, if I wanted to, go to there and do a turn. If I wanted to do a turn, I could just click like that to one side. I'm just going to go straight ahead, 6. Someone once said about the Battlemaster, it's got a PPC just for something to shoot until it gets into range for its medium lasers and fists. Our catapult's going to provide some fire support, so we're just going to park that with it done. Princess is taking her time to think what she's doing. There she goes. You can tell where Princess, how much they've moved just by holding the mouse cursor over there, and you get the information about the pilot, about the damage, about how much they've walked, what heat they're on. So that walk 2 with no modifiers. So that's going to be what we technically call a sitting duck. So we're going to then move the Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk, we're going to choose jump, and we want to jump up into these woods here. So it's only got jumper free. Why Shadowhawks have a jumper free, I don't know, but they do. One of the things in BattleTech is all the mechs aren't optimized. They're designed to they're just there with their own flaws, so that's one of the good things. I can turn as well different facings when I jump, so I could turn so I face that way or that way. I'm just gonna jump straight and land in that hex there. So that should be the movement phase over. Just got one more to move. Commando. Oh, I've just got my Locust to move. We're gonna run that Locust all the way up, and then if I click on this square 1504, it will automatically make it turn, but it won't move there because that's grey. And he's got his last movement to do. There goes the Wolverine. Okay, so now we're into the weapons fire phase. Now you can change the weapons fire console in a variety of different ways. You can change it to damage, high to low, and we're going to click on the Battlemaster first. You can change whatever order you want when you're selecting the weapons, just by selecting these. So we can use the Battlemaster first. We can also torso twist if we wanted to. So you just click on twist and then click on the square you want to twist to. And then we're going to pick our target. So we're going to focus fire on our thunderbolt up here. And we're going to drop a PPC. And when we want to fire, we need to click on the weapon we want to fire and click on the fire command. And then it's telling us that for our medium lasers, they're at long range. So they require 11 to hit. So I'm going to add a couple of medium lasers. Don't want to heat up too much. And I can see my heat is 18 out of 18. So I'm using up all my heat here. Any more will cause me to heat up. So since they haven't got much chance of hitting, I'm just going to fire those. Once you click done, you can't go back and change it. That's it. That's declared. And then this grey arrow appears. The Awesome, predictably, is going to just fire all of its PPCs, I guess. You can't actually tell, I don't think, what the enemy is actually firing. It doesn't seem to tell you. It just says they are firing at you. So next up, we've got our catapult. And at this point, I'm just going to show normal direct fire, but in the next turn, I'll see if I can show indirect fire. You notice it's got flip arms because it's got no lower arm actuators. You can actually do that. So I'm going to click on the LRMs, click on our target, which is going to be our thunderbolt, and click fire. And you can see it's a target number of 8. So that means I'm going to miss both of them probably. And click done. There we go. So our Shadowhawk, got our AC5 and LRMs, can probably in range. That's really focus fire. I'm at +3 because I jumped. So not too good to hit. And I can choose a secondary target. So let's go for the, but that's a 15 to hit. Now in MegaMek you can select something as a 15 to hit and it'll let you fire it and it'll miss automatically. So just keep an eye on that. I'm going to click done. And then my locus, which is out of range of anything. Now I can use the spot option as well to actually spot anything that's in line of sight. So I can click on this and I could spot for indirect fire. And when I spot for indirect fire, it will then highlight that unit. So we're in the weapon attack phase there. This is the report of what's happened. So we've got Battlemaster has hit central torso for 10 on the Thunderbolt, misses with both his medium lasers. The Awesome misses all of its PPCs. Catapult misses with both of its LRMs. And so on. Thunderbolt mostly misses, hits with a couple of missiles. Shadowhawk misses with everything. Wolverine misses everything. Commando misses everything. Typical first round then. Only running 5-4 pilots. And then you get the heat phase. Now you would have a physical attack phase come up, but no mechs were next to each other or next to buildings, so it didn't launch into a physical attack phase. Okay, so initiative. And I've lost again. Right. So let's decide to get into a little bit of cover with the Battlemaster. Going to walk up into these woods here, and that will be a run. Now I want to turn to face this way, so I'm going to click turn and click there. Princess's turn. Awesome, just moves along. I think our catapult's just going to reposition a bit. And then move up just to that hex there. Just waiting for Princess. Sometimes it takes a while for her to make her mind up. Thunderbolt's moved up. So let's keep the Shadowhawk jumping and jump across. Can probably actually get more movement actually by just running. So let's try that. So if you click on walk, it also includes run. So I'm going to just run, see if I can get, no, I can't get that far. Oh, I'm still on jump. There we go. Click on walk. I can get 4, which isn't a very good modifier, so let's just jump instead. So Princess is waiting. Oh, Wolverine's come right in. So I'm going to take my Locust now. I'm going to run it right up behind this awesome. It's 8, 10, 12. Don't think I can get in behind it. Actually once seen an awesome caught out from behind by a Locust, so never ignore them. And Princess has just got the last movement to do, which is this commando. So now into weapons phase, and my Battle Master here can decide what target to go for. I think this commando is just asking to die. I'm in short range for the medium lasers here, but I need to torso twist, so I click on twist. That's twist, and let's open up with all of the medium lasers. So click on the target. Fire, 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 fire. Couple of machine guns, 111s, and an SRM 6 on 7s. There we go. Tells me the heat's 18 again. I could add in my PPC, but I'd go up to 28. So we've got our catapult here, and it's just walked into just a minimum range there. So it's still actually quite easy to hit the commando, but I think we're going to go for the Wolverine. So we're going to click on the Wolverine, fire, fire. We might even add a couple of medium lasers. The medium lasers need 10, so a couple of medium lasers will heat us up a bit, but not too much. Okay, so now let's go for the Shadowhawk. Now Shadowhawk's not really facing the right way, so let's give it a torso twist and twist this way, and that way we can fire most of our weaponry at the Shadowhawk, at the Wolverine. The AC5 though, we're going to do a secondary target, so let's click on the secondary target for the AC5, and we can even click on a tertiary target here for the LRM. And last of all, our Locust is going to just unload everything into the back. What wonders have we got here? So the commando's looking ropey, doesn't get destroyed though. Oh, misses with almost everything. Just 2 of the medium lasers hit. And catapult hits with one of the other impacts. So a pretty even exchange there. Locust just managed to land 2 of its hits on the awesome. Okay, done. And now we've got the physical attack phase. I couldn't physically attack, so I couldn't choose anything. But the Princess was able to physically attack my Shadowhawk with a punch, but misses. Heat phase, all generally quite cool. And I've lost initiative again. There we go. So, Now we go into a bit more of a furball here. So what you can do with this is you can actually back up with movements. So for instance, the Shadowhawk, I could actually turn to face this way. So if I turn to face this way, turn to face the Wolverine, and then use the back up. 1, so back up, 3, 4. I can't go backwards downhill, so that would be it. Or I could just jump over to here, and then click on turn, so I finish facing in that direction. There we go. Our Battle Master's quite happy there. Let's leave the Battle Master for a second and do the catapult instead. Do done. So the Thunderbolts decided to go toe to toe with the Battle Master. The only problem with that is the Battle Master is going to get shot in the head, but I might have enough movement to move all the way around, so I can click on there. No, I can get to there. Probably worth just backing up by 1 to avoid the physical attack, maybe. No, let's just go for it. Let's just unload onto him. Done. Princess is thinking. What's Princess thinking about? Thinking about that Wolverine. Okay. So I've just got my Locust. What hasn't moved on the enemy side? Has the Awesome moved? The Awesome's moved, so I'm going to just park behind the Awesome. And I'm going to make a bit further to get some more movement points there. Okay. I think he's just got his commando left. Right, so firing phase. Not to want to disappoint this Thunderbolt pilot, but let's just lay into him. Machine guns at short range. And I'll be able to punch his legs. Unfortunately, I'm going to get kicked in the head, probably. The Awesome is targeting the Battle Master as well. So let's go for the Locust next. Now, what you can see here is, actually if I click on the catapult, can the catapult see everything? Yeah, the catapult can see everything, so there's no indirect fire at the moment, but I could do indirect fire. I'm instead going to hit the Thunderbolt because it's right in that sweet spot for the short range for the LRMs. So, and again, my heat's not too bad. I'm going to pop another couple of medium lasers in there as well. Shadowhawk. Let's get the Shadowhawk to try and finish off this commando. Let's put everything into the commando. And now we've got the Locust. You might think to ignore a Locust, but those medium lasers can soon add up when they're hitting rear torso armor. And there we go. We've got Battle Master does a massive attack there. Just stripping. Oh, 5 missiles as well. So it's only two damage away from its maximum now. Oh, I missed 1 machine gun. So the Thunderbolt's taken 20 points of damage. So it's going to do a piling check, which is going to be at the end of this. The Shadowhawk manages to destroy the left arm. of the commando and creates hand, but it's destroyed left arm. And the locust manages to get a central torso rear hit in, which is good, just with a small laser. Oh, we got a gyro hit on the battlemaster. Oh, wonderful! It's a central torso critical. I'm gonna have to read that again. So he hits, SRM4 hits, takes 2 damage to the central torso critical, hits with a standard gyro. This is what you'd love about Battletech. You know, the biggest mech can be taken down by a odd missile to the tailpipe. So now the Battlemaster's got to make a piloting skill roll, and of course he fails, because he's at +1 for taking 20 damage and +3 for taking that gyro hit. And then the pilot fails, takes the points of damage, but succeeds in his consciousness roll. And the Thunderbolt that took 20 points of damage, he needed a 6, and he rolls a 7, so he's fine. So things are going pretty much as normal. No physical attacks there. So the Thunderbolt didn't decide to kick me in the head. Oh, I've won initiative. Hallelujah. So let's do some crazy stuff just to show what you can do with this. So what we're going to do now is, I think we're just going to stand up the Battlemaster to show the stand up mechanic. When you click get up, you can just get up on the spot, spending 2 points, or you can actually just click somewhere and then it'll have a star next to it, and a star means there's a piloting skill. So instead though, I'm just going to slug it out and just get up off the floor. And you can choose which direction you want to be in when you get up. So turn to face that way. Move. Got to make a piloting skill roll. It's 5 base plus 3 for gyro. Needs an 8. So one thing that's different between this and the tabletop game. In the tabletop game you have to say, am I going to move a walking speed or a running speed before you try and stand. In this you don't have to do that. If he fails, it'll just cancel the movement and ask me to enter new movement. So let's see if it succeeds. Nope, he fails. Oh, wonderful, look at this. So not only does he fail, the pilot takes another point of damage and he blacks out, needing a 5 to roll to stay conscious, and rolls a 4. Pride of House LIAO. Pride of the Compelling Confederation, that pilot. Okay, I think I'll click done now because he's unconscious. You can see it's got the mobile prone tags on there. Commando's moving in now for the kill. So let's take our Shadowhawk. Let's jump right into the fray here. Oh, that's the catapult. Let's take the Shadowhawk. Ah, the Wolverine hasn't moved yet. So actually I'm going to wait. I'm going to move the Commando. Move the catapult. Or not move. Just going to click. Done. Right, he's moved. What's he moved? Has not moved. Like the awesome Rand one. Let's do something crazy here just to show you how it works. This locust, we're going to put it on a suicide charge. So you can either click charge or you can click move and then charge. So I'm going to see how far I can get. So I'm going to click on the locust and just go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, it's 13 movement to there, so you can't charge the back of the Thunderbolt. Otherwise, that would have been fun. So let's just, but if you wanted to charge, what you do is you'd move up to, you could just do the movement to here, then click on charge, and then click on here, and it would tell you could not be reached with target movement. Otherwise, it would tell you the movement requirement. So actually the locust is just going to do what a locust does, which is be annoying. It's going to see if it can run. No, it's not enough movement points to run for all of those woods, so it'll just go there. Keep behind that awesome. I want to see where this Wolverine goes. But I'm going to do something suicidal with the Shadowhawk. Ah, he's moved out of range, unfortunately. Otherwise I could do death from above. Let's just do a standard jump then. And really jump into the thick of it. Try and do a death from above next turn. So I'm going to be at level so I can kick this commando in the head. Actually, why bother jumping? I can just walk that. Let's just walk. A lower movement modifier. 3, 5. There we go. So that's why it's different to do. You can do different waypoints. If I go there and then there, it's slightly more movement. If I go there, then there. If you just click here, it'll work out the quickest movement for you to do, no matter what. You can also go to view and show best possible moves. You've got the blue for walk and the yellow for run. So any of those hexes it could reach. So I'm going to there. Done. So the Battle Master, that's what the Battle Master did in Blacked Out. So that's just a log of what it did during the movement phase. And now we've got to the weapons fire phase. So now I'm prone and immobile. Although it gives me the option to fire, I can't actually click fire. It's greyed out on any of those. So I just have to click done for the Battle Master. Oh, the Shadowhawk's going to get it from the awesome. Brilliant. And so the catapult. Let's go into the Thunderbolt. It's really focus fire. It's just on the right range as well there. What do we need for medium lasers? 10. So let's really cook. Really heat up there. If you select all of the weapons in Alpha Strike, it automatically goes off the screen to the next mech. So now we've got the Shadowhawk. So the Shadowhawk's also going to target the Thunderbolt with all of its weapons attacks because its AC5's got a minimum range anyway. The LRMs, let's stick the SRMs into there and let's send 5 LRMs into the awesome. Not for much effect really. And then we've got our locust. Let's just again unload. Not heating up much. Oh, lots of red. Red's fun. Battle Master's taking a lot of damage from that Thunderbolt. He even fired an LRM 10 at me at close range. And actually went internal with it. Catapult manages to hit Thunderbolt. Oh, the commando. This commando is just, let's look at that commando. Critical hit, engine. So I'm now engine and gyro. So if I was doing forced withdrawal, the commander, the Battle Master would now be ejecting. I can actually show you that as well. And the awesome there gets a couple of hits in on the locust. So it gets a couple of hits in on the rear. Left torso rear, right torso rear. Okay, so things are looking grim. We've got a mobile, no gyro, prone. So let's do something a bit different. This is physical attack phase. So now there is a physical attack. It actually has the phase. So if you don't have any possibility of physical attack, it doesn't bother with the phase. So the commando, I'm at 1 level above it, so I'm going to be kicking him in the head. Base to hit, pilot skill -2, +1 for walk, +1 for target moved. Damage 11, so 2 times 10 times tonnage. Not 10 times tonnage. Tonnage divided by 5. That's it. Yes, and what happens? The Wolverine just kicked out the engine on the Battle Master. Classic. So I don't even get a chance to show you ejection. Although the pilot might have ejected safely. Shadowhawk section destroyed. Still hasn't managed to take that commando down. And the commando was kicked and succeeded in its piloting skill roll. Right, so things aren't going well. Our commander is down. Our catapult is cooking on 10 heat. And you can already see here the catapult, that option, the best move is a toggle, so it just stays on. You can even show the best possible modifiers there as well. So I'm just going to click on the show best possible moves. So again, we're going to stay still with the catapult. I love the little destruction outline we've got on this Battle Master. Usually the pilots can eject, but I don't think this one's been able to eject. So our Thunderbolt is just basically strode right over and stuck his foot onto the remains of our commander. So I think he needs to learn a lesson about House LIAO's commitment. So let's go for the Shadowhawk Death from Above. And let's just bury that Thunderbolt. There we go. Death from Above is the most stupid maneuver unless the mech is prone or it's immobile. It's just not hardly any chance to hit. As the Awesome moved. The Awesome did not move, modifier 0. So at this point I can do these silly things where you can go around in a circle with the locust to try and get some modifiers, or I could just stay there. Let's have a look. What could I do? I could go 5, 8, 13. No, because it's all trees. It's very hard to actually. I could go around this way. 3, 7, 11. No. Let's just stay there. Or I could do a charge. I could just run headlong into this Thunderbolt. 1, 8, 10, 11. No, it's just short again. So let's stay there. Just keep firing into the back of the Awesome. Oh, Princess, what are you doing? Oh, it's moved the Wolverine up the catapult. That's what I love about catapults. You know, they're not just long-range missiles. The 4 medium lasers really do pack a punch up close. That commando is coming really close as well. So maybe it's about time we got rid of that. So again, what I could do with this is I could just stand it here to get the maximum to hit modifier. I could walk him back maybe from that Wolverine, back up into the woods. I want to keep the modifier, so maybe I'm just going to back up 1 into the woods a bit more. Let's do that. So I want him into the weapons fire phase because I've already not moved him, so I'm just shooting now. So let's just click on the commando and let's go for both. Go for all the medium lasers. I need to torso twist first though. So here we go, torso twist. Torso twist that direction. And now we can fire our left torso, right torso, central torso, medium lasers. And we're going to leave the LRMs, I think. Let's cool down a bit. That's still running hot. Oh, let's really push it. Let's select that as a secondary target and put both LRMs into him. It's no fun unless you're cooking your mech. So where are we up to? Okay. So we're at Locust. This is like shooting the side of a barn. And there we go. Oh, God, look at that. Thunderbolt. So catapult. Hits the LRM-10 ammo. LRM-10 ammo explodes 120 points of damage. Catastrophic damage. Auto eject. It even sees whether your pilot ejects, and the pilot actually survives and runs around. Awesome misses all the catapult. That's good. Locust gets everything onto this awesome, but no torso hits, unfortunately. And the catapult has to make a pilot skill. Fails. Falls over. Takes damage. Takes 1 point of damage to the pilot. And the commando falls as well. So is now on the floor. So everybody had a good round there. And now the death from above. Death from above deals no damage as the target was destroyed. So he just basically lands. Makes one piloting skill roll to avoid. Oh, fun. I'm not always going to show you death from above there. Let's try doing it next time. Okay. Right. Oh, I've lost initiative. Back to normal then. Okay, so the catapult needs to stand up. So let's click on back up here. Let's just back up one into the woods. 2 to stand up. 2 to move backwards. It's saying I can't move backwards. Oh, I must because I'm on heat modifiers. So I'm already on heat 17. Okay, this is not good. So let's just stand up. Get up. Turn that direction. Got to stand up at a 5. There's okay, so the Shadowhawk. Who's moved already? Has not moved. Has not moved. Has not moved. What's moved already? Has not moved. Has not moved. Oh, that's strange. Usually it'd be equal movement. Not sure what's happened there. Yeah, has not moved. Has not moved. Has not moved. Not sure how it's worked out initiative there. So let's go for the Shadowhawk. Actually, let's go for the Locust. Again, let's run. Let's be brave. We're inside the minimum range. Let's just keep the Locust. Or should we move it and run it down? How far can it get? It can get right behind the Wolverine there. Let's do that. Move. Okay, so now the Shadowhawk. And what's moved here? Again, they've not moved. Not sure why it's working out initiative. Oh, that did not move. Okay. I think it's because one of them died. I also know that they've got basically a pilot here. This guy is actually a mech warrior who's sitting there. So he actually counts, weirdly enough, he actually counts their initiative. Might have to kill him. So the Wolverine has not moved. Has not moved. So let's just jump closer to that awesome. See if I can get to a point where I can death from above the awesome. And move. Oh, the commando doesn't quite make it. It's still on the floor. Oh, the commando is crippled and withdrawing. Okay, he must have not succeeded in standing up. So yeah, you can see the princess there. Didn't succeed in standing up. Falls, taking damage, hip actuator, gyro. Right, so I'm going to make this the last turn, just to show a couple of different things you can do. I haven't had a chance to demonstrate the catapult's indirect fire, but say for instance you did want to use indirect fire. you would have to click on mode. So if you're on LRM15 here, you'd click on mode and turn it into indirect. And then you could click on anything that's been previously spotted by another unit. So you basically have to use spot as a weapons attack before you can do that. But since I can see everything here, I can't declare that as an option. So I'm just going to lay into the remains of this commander. The commando's retreating. Let's just put everything into the Wolverine. So we're going to go for 4 medium lasers. Fire. Oh. 32. So that's going to put me on a heat of 17. It is really cooking now. And just to see the heat effects really go, let's also put the LRMs into the awesome. Now we've got the locust. We're going to torso twist them. I think if you turn the quirks on, you can actually, because I don't think locust normally torso twist with quirks, but if you turn them on, I think it stops them. It's one of the options. So let's just fire into this Wolverine. I think actually I made a mistake with the Shadowhawk. I think I clicked done when I shouldn't have done, which is bad because I can't go back and undo it. So he just doesn't fire any weapons this round. Not much happened there. Critical hit, central torso from the awesome at the catapult. Okay, right, so let's make this the last round of this demo. Everyone's still up. Okay. And I've lost initiative again. So I'm on heat 27. This is good. Actually, I can go and look at the reports here and go to view round report, and actually then make that a bit bigger, and actually look back at last round, and there we've got all of the things at the catapult. So heat 27, 10 plus the void shutdown succeeds, 6 plus the void ammo explosion succeeds. Okay, so he is in trouble. So let's go for this catapult. What's he going to do? I think he's just going to stand still. There we go. And now this guy's moved. So I'm going to move the locust next. Let's do the typical LIAO thing, just to show you how you can target infantry. Let's just go and walk right the way up and turn to face this infantry. And Princess is still not managing to get up her commander. Got little incoming messages down there of what's going on. Ah, the Wolverine moves. Okay. So unfortunately, as the awesome moved, did not move. Ah, brilliant. Right. Death from above time. Jump onto the awesome's head. Okay, so what's happening here? This is the movement phase, and just showing the commandos failing to get up and remaining conscious, taking more damage as he falls over. At some point, I'll just actually eject. And the catapult. What's the catapult going to do? Slowly cook, really. Let's just put the LRMs in. And just because it's crazy, let's torso twist this way. Ah, let's reset the weapons when I torso twist. So, oh, you can see what I mean by the this guy over here can't be shot at because this guy over here is he's behind that level 1. So I could use indirect fire to target the that. So actually, if I could click on the locust here, let's see if this works. I'm not sure if you can spot. Let's see if I can spot for indirect fire. Let's spot the pilot for indirect fire. There we go. And I'm going to fire on the pilot as well with everything, because we're LIAO and we don't allow people to escape enemies of the state. And now the catapult. Let's show indirect fire. So you're going to go, so I can't normally target that, but you can see it's highlighted now as being a viable target. So I'm going to change the mode now to indirect fire. Let's torso twist as well. Change the mode of this one to indirect fire. Click on the target. Fire all missiles. Click on this Wolverine. Just fire all the medium lasers. I'm doing crazy things here. There we go. And next up. Oh, for some reason the Shadowhawk didn't death from above. Why didn't he death from above? Ah, damn. Okay, so we're going to just do fire. Okay. Alright, what gone wrong here? Okay, so the catapult has been destroyed by damage, taking 10 damage to the central torso. Section was destroyed. Wonderful. The Locust misses everything on that mech warrior, so House LIAO doesn't manage to get its man. The weapons fire from the Wolverine manages to do more damage on the catapult. The catapult misses all of the LRMs at the pilot. I only did 16s to hit the pilot, so it wasn't going to hit anyway. And all the medium lasers. And the Shadowhawk missed everything. Oh, one SRM hits. So we're down to just basically the Locust. Oh, this is the physical attack phase. So let's go for a kick. Kick to the head of the Awesome. Did we hit? Kick. Physical attack. Oh, the Awesome punched the left leg and hit the left arm for 11 points of damage with the kick. And the Awesome succeeds in making its piling skill roll. What happened in the heat phase? Oh no, he's dead, so it didn't matter. Right. Okay. Let's do a last suicidal turn here. So I've lost initiative again. So let's go for the Locust. Locust is still alive. I can't believe this. And let's just go back to harassing this Awesome. There we go. We're going to go to there and then turn to there. And this mech warrior will just keep walking until he gets off of the retreat edge, which is up at the top. Bit annoying that they actually get that as an initiative pass, just for having the one mech warrior just wandering down the down there. Okay, so has this Awesome moved? He's walked. Right, now we're going to do that from above. DFA. Clicking on that. You need a target number of 8 to hit. Commando gets up. Weapons fire. So I've just got my Locust to fire. So my Locust is going to torso twist. Oh, I can't def from above because he moved. Okay, I thought he didn't move. Right, let's just fire into the back of the Awesome. It's not going to be the back here, it's going to be the side. I can't actually see him because of the line of fire of that level 2 hex there. So I'll just take a part target of opportunity. And yeah, weapons fire for Awesome. Done. Physical attack. Oh, death from above. Here we go. Needed 8. Rolls at 6. Misses. Damn. Takes a bunch of damage as he falls. Pilot rolls to avoid damage. So I think that's about it. We've shown you all of the kind of basic ideas. Going to round 9. Pretty quick to play. Well, actually, again, 1 initiative. A bit late now. I think LIAO will declare this a victory, because every battle is a victory for House LIAO. And we'll leave it there. So we've shown you all of the kind of basics here. There are quite a few different options you can do with infantry and different things, and vehicles and VTOLs in movement, and some different options that you can enable in this. One of my favourites is the large scale ammo explosions that seems to be on by default, where if you're standing next to a mech, the ammo explodes, you get taken with it in a huge explosion. TAC Ops rule, I think. So until next time, we do a look at some of the more complicated options. That's it. House LIAO are victorious.